One more. Hey. Cheese.
Cheese.
So my name is Daniel Stiller-Cohn, and I work as the export manager at Haglofs. I've been working here for 10 years, and is in this role specifically for 4 years.
How about you?
My name is Caroline Auclair, and I am head of category. And I've been working at Haglofs for 3 years now.
What I think is unique with Haglofs is, of course, our products. In our products, in everything from design to materials, functionality, being innovative, everything aligns there on a very nice and harmonic way. When we are able to, when Caroline and her team is able to design, produce, test the product, and all of these things align accordingly, the final product is best in class. So that for me is the foundation of the brand. But on the other side, as an export manager, I get this question a lot. What is different between Haglofs and other brands? Of course, our products, you know, but also it's two other things, and that's the heritage of the brand. We are more than 110 years old. We were founded back in 1914. Of course, every brand has its own heritage, and every brand are unique in their own nice way. The romantic story here is that we have been, and is still our head office in Sweden for 110 years, still in Sweden, nowhere else. A lot of the other brands are going, you know, much bigger and more global. So, and there's so much more to that. But our story makes us unique, and our heritage. We're using a lot of old names. We're using a lot of icons. In the future collection that is inspired by previous collection, but then also the sustainability.
Yeah.
Sustainability for us is something that is extremely important. Sustainability is about, to put it simple, to minimize the impact on Mother Nature and on the humans working at the factories while we're producing our garments. Still, we're doing this to earn money, right? And we're open with that. But how can we minimize the impact?
Yeah.
And I think if you combine these three things, best-in-class product with a solid heritage and a really transparent approach to responsibility and sustainability, there you have it. In general, the Swedish people love playing football or soccer.
Yeah.
That's what they all over the world. But in Sweden specifically, we also love outdoor exercises, outdoor activities.
Yeah.
During winter, of course, people are going to the local ski hill, maybe do some Nordic cross-country skiing.
Yeah.
Ice hockey, of course. Ice hockey during winter, we have ice. Go out with a dog, biking, trail running, the usual.
The outdoors is so accessible. It's just easy to be in a forest or by a lake or by a mountain, that it can be as easy as going for a walk, going for a run, going for a swim. It doesn't need to be crazy adventures to be considered outdoors. So.
No.
The many people that commute by bike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're actually in Stockholm. They're making the roads tighter and wider for people on bikes.
I feel like there's more traffic jam on the bike lanes than on the cars, honestly.
More accidents.
Yeah.
How about commuting in the winter time?
Oh.
The other options?
I mean, some are doing it all year. Yeah, biking all year is doable. Otherwise, public transports are really, really good in Sweden.
But what is growing, especially during the latest couple of winters in Stockholm, where we have been having more snow,
Yeah.
people are actually using cross-country skis in Stockholm just for the fun of it, because there is snow.
Yeah.
So where I live, 20 minutes outside Stockholm, people are taking cross-country skis from their house to the grocery stores. And yeah, they do. I've been seeing that. So that is growing. And sometimes when I go out walking with my family, I put my daughter in a hiking backpack because she enjoys it so much. So it's us, the new generation, that is not letting go of what we like. So we just, let's go cross-country skiing to the grocery store and put the kids in the backpack.
Fika.
Oh.
I think it's to tell the fika, and also that like Wednesday at like 11 to 12.
Yeah. Outdoor hour.
Outdoors, and
Yeah.
also that maybe Friday.
No one's working.
Yes, it's interested to the Japanese,
Yeah.
fans, Brits.
There is, it's funny to be the Canadian, explaining the fika. But there's, fika is very traditional.
Yes.
It's about having this sweet snack in the afternoon.
Cinnamon roll, cardamom roll,
Yes.
coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think pretty much at 3 o'clock in all companies, it started with companies that is founded by the government, so public companies. And because you have strict hours, you have what is called, you stamp in, you work to 12, you go lunch 45 minutes, and then you work to 3, and then you have 15 minutes where you take coffee and a cinnamon roll or something like that, and then you start working again. But now this has become a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
I know there's a place in New York City, a coffee shop where it's called Fika.
Oh, didn't
So
know.
we're trying to again inspire others to.
Yeah.
And then outdoor hour was.
Yeah. Then every Wednesday from 11 to 12 at the office, we have 1 hour that is dedicated to just being outside. And now what's been going on is every team within the HQ, the office, is responsible for organizing an activity, right? So we're not only doing running or walking, sometimes it's football, sometimes it's yoga, just so that we're spending time outside, but also with people that sometimes you wouldn't normally work with, right? So you get to know your colleagues through being outdoors.
To be good on my job, I also need to be into the outdoors. I feel that I need to be able to go hiking, to do trekking, to do running, to do touring, to do side country, to do back country. Because the more I do the activity, the better I become on understanding our product and understanding the purpose of that specific feature. If I'm a hardcore user, I'm going to be way more reliable. I also believe in my line of work, I meet so many people that their opinion about the brand is pretty much based on how I am behaving. Because I am sort of like the face of the brand when I'm meeting RCT, Japan. When Caroline is meeting vendors, factories, etc., she is the face of the brand. So the more reliable we are, I think that trickles down to that the brand becomes more reliable. So it's on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And I think that is very important to understand, like the balance, work-life balance. And yes, Sweden is a country where we have gender equality, and something that we are working very hard on, meaning paternity, maternity. For my sake specifically, we have our second daughter now. My wife is on maternity leave for 7 months. Then I'm planning to be on paternity leave for 7 months. It's not that I feel that the government is telling me to be it. It's something that I choose myself. And I'm very grateful for having that opportunity to spend time with my kids. I think I'm going to let Caroline answer that because she knows that. No.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, I know. But I think it's so obvious which my favorite product is.
I'm afraid we're gonna have the same.
Yeah, and we have a jacket called Vasse Gore-Tex Pro jacket. It was founded back in 2014-ish as a tribute to one of the most beautiful mountains in Sweden. The name of that mountain is Vassejoka. Is the indigenous people name of that mountain. One of our former team riders, Per Jonsson, he wanted to design, produce the best free ride jacket for that specific mountain. They named it Vasse Gore-Tex Pro jacket. And as of today, it is one of the most iconic products for Haglofs. We sell it from Japan to Alaska. It is appreciated to everyone that are into the side country, back country, or free ride. It has all of the features that I feel is relevant for backcountry riding. It's a perfect garment. I would not change it for the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important that we start with the right level of information, right? And to get the direction where we actually want to go and to get the right products as well within our assortment, we gather a lot of inputs, right? Whether if it's from people like Daniel who are directly in communication with the countries, right? If it's customers, if it's consumers, if it's ambassadors, athletes, trends reports, we gather a lot of input to make sure that we make the right range for Haglofs in the direction that we actually want to head towards.
Makes that the product.
I can take half an hour to go through this if you want. Yeah, I mean, from the overall, the development process, from the minute that we brief in a product to the moment that the products actually get launched in the stores, it's 1.5 to 2 years, right? Meaning that right now, we are working on the Spring/Summer 26 collection, right? How it works is that we gather the input, we build our own direction on where do we want to actually take the product ranges, right? Out of this, we translate this into a new product offer, right? That we brief the design team, the development team, the pattern team, and the material team, right? So we tell them, we would like a new shell jacket for this price, for instance, to address this need that we see, for instance, coming in for Japan, right? So we would then brief these teams. The team would start working, right? And this would actually translate into us receiving prototypes, right? And the need for us for prototypes is to see how the product would like and also to test the products, right? Because something that we really stand for at Haglofs is the quality and the durability, meaning that we need to have thorough testing with people who use the products in their real life environment, right? So this is one of the reasons why we are requesting to have prototypes. And then a bit later on, then we get the samples, right? Every time we have a prototype, every time we have a sample, we come back with feedbacks to the suppliers, right? Yeah. And we get feedbacks from these guys as well, right? Yes, and I'm skipping a few steps here, but of course we have a lot of dialogues as well with the commercial team. I mean, the fabrics, some of the fabrics that have longer lead times, right? We need to decide them very early if we want to make sure that we have the right fabric from the prototype stage, right? So this happens almost 1.5 years before the product actually gets launched into the stores. When it comes to the colors, this happens a year ahead, where we have the final colors being set. And the colors are mostly defined by the design team, who looks again into trend reports, but also make up their own vision and view on which colors should we go for.
You guys pretty much hand pick,
Yes.
hand test
Yes.
every material
Yeah.
that we have in the line.
Correct. And of course, I mean, when we work with big ingredient brands such as Gore, such as Polartec, there's so much we can actually choose from, right? But when it comes to our own waterproof technology, which is called Proof, on this one we can actually define the performance that we want out of the waterproof. So this also takes more time, right? Because this means a fully new development coming from Haglofs.
I heard about there is a exist color from the Swedish nature. Is that true?
Yes. I mean, this is definitely one way that the design team is defining our color palette. I mean, it's very much driven by the different colors that we can perceive within Sweden, whether if it's in those green tones, those blue tones, those yellow tones. Most of the time it refers to those. 3 years ago, it was made as a color strategy, right? Previously, it's always been thought through, but never really established as this is how we work Haglofs color palette, basically. Interesting question. I would say that the Lim Gore-Tex jacket, that's been in the range right for a while, but I think it's definitely one of those pinnacle iconic pieces that we have within the range. I mean, it's a very lightweight, very packable, very breathable, extremely durable product that can be perfect for hiking, but I mean, it can be perfect again for walking in Tokyo. It can be perfect for a train ride. I mean, it just, it's made for an activity, yet versatile enough to cover most of everyone's needs. So I would probably call the Lim Gore-Tex out. No, but I think it was really suiting a need. I think it was not more, not less from what most actually need. And I think that's not always easy. I think sometimes we tend to put in too much just to try to give extra arguments on why you should buy. But I think if you actually wait a minute and assess what do I actually need, I think this is where the Lim Gore-Tex jacket sort of nailed all the boxes.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything you would...
It's the beauty in the simplicity of the jacket or the pants, but now we're talking about the jacket.
Yeah.
It's so simple and it's perfection because it's so simple. It reminds me of the Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Simplicity and
Less is more.
perfection. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think, of course, as a product brand, what we want to do is to provide great, long-lasting, durable products, right? But what we actually, our end goal here is to allow people to go outside, right? To go outside with products that are not a barrier to enjoying the outdoors. That's, even though we're providing consumers products, the true end result that we're actually wishing for here is to make people go outside, to make them enjoy the mountains, to make them enjoy the valleys, to whatever it is. That's probably what we really, really want to do as a brand. We don't have an excuse anymore not to go.
No excuse. Thank you so much.
ありがとう。ありがとうございます。
Thank you. タクソmycket.
Tack så mycket.
Merci beaucoup.
Så är det.